Hello! So, this is a slightly different video that I wanted to make. I decided I wanted to do some scripted commentary stuff on a game that I just played. Now, I know you guys are probably tired of the game where a blue-haired anime boy and his friends go killing monsters. So, I decided to make a video about a game with a blue-haired anime boy and his friends killing monsters. This is Metaphor Re Fantasia.
Here begins the demo prologue of Metaphor Re Fantazio. What we have to offer you is but a taste of the story from its beginning. But through it, your experience will mirror the full version. Should you wish it, you may carry over your save data to the full version. We thank you for expressing your curiosity about our tale of fantasy.
So, the entire prologue demo is about 5 hours long, and I sort of want to keep it a shorter video, so I'll try to keep things quick and easy. You could say that I'm gonna be cutting to the chase.
Hey, bro, don't
The kingdom will perish alongside you.
Okay, so you are Will, or as I called him for this entire playthrough, Ceruleus. You and your fairy friend Galicia traveled to Grand Trad, the royal capital. A wonderful place to talk about the dead king, to watch Twitter execute the newest controversial YouTuber, and to join the army. Yes, I am true. We joined the army, where we meet one Leon Strudel das Hephaestus.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the guard anymore.
But ignore him. We're on a mission. Currently, we're going to the northern border fort to rest, which is convenient for us since the mission requires us to go there to meet up with a mysterious contact to relay a message to him. After...
Is that a soldier?
And... oh, Lord. As well as... oh, what is that? Oh.
The power of Christ!
And... what is... what in the Lord's name is that? No. We also...
Oh, fate-saddled child. Oh, anguished traveler.
what?
Thy fate is crown-twined.
Then we become Le Checher, and then... I'm more powerful than you could ever be. Die, foul creature. After that fight, we meet up with our contact, whose name is Grius, and Gallica relays a message to him.
I'd better just get straight to the message. Avenge the king and kill Luis Guillaburn.
Both Gallica and Grius, they tell us, and stroll unintentionally, about our true mission. This is one Count Luis Guillaburn. You may recall him as Mr. Stabby from the first cutscene in the game. He is a menacing military tactician, a powerful archmage, and is one hell of a count. You could say that he's a big man that usually hangs downstairs. Bro is so evil looking that I thought his last name was Souffleur or Morningstar or something similar to that. He may not be that dude, but he's got many traits like him. Although none of the nobles may know or say it out loud, he's a real tart of bass, always scheming and being so ruthless that his own allies dubbed him a monster in the making. He also cursed the dead king, Hythlodaeus' the fourth son, which although it didn't kill him, put him into a trance that's currently eating away at the young man. Lucas also killed Hythlodaeus, but just like how he cursed his son, Lucas left no evidence. In order to break the curse on the dying prince, one must either A, find the formula of the curse and reverse it, or B. Kill the curse's caster. Since there is seemingly no information on the curse, the only way to get rid of it is to kill Louis Guyburn, which is the main mission for the game that we must complete. Now that we have learned what our mission is, we venture through the forest nearby to sneak back to the capital. We're sneaking back because going through the main road means that we'd be questioned at the checkpoints, which isn't good because we have to keep this operation covert and sneaky. Since not much else happens while trekking through the forest, I can take some time to talk about how great this game is. Let me say, first off, that's Persona, baby. The UI in and out of battle is amazing. It has all of the pizzazz that I've seen in Persona 3 and, more obviously, in Persona 5. The music is amazing and really sells the fantasy aspects of this game. My favorite song from this game has got to be the normal battle theme, which I can only describe as the European version of Mongolian throat singing. That is then followed up with this god-like choir. Oh yeah, I should probably explain how combat works. You have two types of battles, overworld and squad battles. Overworld battles are basically MMORPG, Dark Souls-esque brawls, but squad battles use an SMT staple, the press turn system. Basically, instead of turns being decided on speed or agility, it's determined by who striked first. Each party member contributes one press turn icon, and it gets used up whenever doing any sort of action. But if you hit an enemy's weakness or land a critical hit, you gain a half turn, which allows you to strike one more time. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, yeah, but this goes both ways. So the enemies can get additional turns by hitting your weaknesses. And sometimes there are more enemies than allies, which could very much snowball into a massive issue. As a side note, if you miss any enemy or hit them for no damage, which we call nulling damage, you lose 2 press turns. And if you ever hit an enemy who reflects damage or absorbs damage, you lose your entire turn and basically forfeit it to the monsters to basically end you. Enough explaining. Let's continue the story. Our journey back was sort of uneventful. We killed some wildlife, then some knights who were sent to assassinate us, and finally, we come upon the Nord Mines, a place filled with illegal miners who are searching for Magla crystals, and even more assassins. After venturing through the cave some more, we come across our overweight recruiter, one Captain Klinger. This fat frig didn't just lead all the new recruits to their deaths by Blade Feet McDrugtrip over here. Oh, no. He let all of them die to bolster the reputation of mother-killing Louis. This dude is a certified chaos rep. This dude deserves the death penalty. He also mentions this.
It's a fair, man. For reinforcements, the villagers
Screw that guy.
to be spared. But I know better than to confront a human.
Which kind of triggers Stroll.
7 years ago, the first Flames Day of June, a village in the northern hills was razed to the ground. A village called Harlia.
Well, yes, that might have been a
Then
name.
you made a fatal mistake, Klinger. You left one survivor. Help me! You're a disgrace to your title. I may not make it out alive, but as for you, you're hopeless!
Oh no.
O thou who art seared with bitterness, it is time for
Okay,
thou to
type.
choose thy
Okay, type.
awaken.
What?
You struggle in vain. I won't let you rob me of my glory.
Oh, he's.
This is the way of the real world, little lordling.
You call this real? Leaders abandon their people and the innocent die by their scorn. If that's the real world, then it can die alongside you!
Oh god. His heart amulet thing.
My name is Leon Stroll de Halietus. My home and my family are taken from me. I am the last of my house. I am the last of my noble bloodline. And in the name of my people, I will strike you down where you stand!
Yes! Oh. Yes! That sword is so big!
I don't know what you think you're doing, but I'll not cave to an empty threat like that.
Kill him! Yeah. Captain. Oh. Oh. Whoa. What did you do? Huh? Where am I? Whoa. Minos? Oh, yeah. I forgot about this place. Welcome to the Academia, an estate located in the country of nowhere, middle of, housing a single Clemar by the name of Moore, a mysterious dude who wrote a book that our protagonist and his friend the prince read a lot when they were younger, which I forgot to mention, as well as a cat. You can pet the cat, don't worry. In the Academia, Moore helps us out with unlocking and studying new archetypes, which, now that we have some new types, I might as well explain what they are. So, what are archetypes? They're basically unique forms with a specific set of skills tied to what they are. As an example, the new archetype Stroll gave us, Zevoin, is heavily focused on dealing physical damage, while Majutsu-shi, which we got from Galicia, is magic based and uses a lot of fire, ice, and electric spells. Well, how do I get an archetype? You talk to people. No, seriously, it's very simple and very similar to how you upgrade confidants in Persona. It goes as follows. Seek out a person with a unique look and a portrait picture. See if you can actually talk to them. If you can't, do the thing that they need help with in order to get their attention. This one requires me to kill. Finally talk to them, tap them up, and BAM! Archetype. Usually, they give you the base form of the archetype, but hanging out with them some more, you not only get some cool benefits, but you can also get advanced archetypes. There's a total of 14 followers with a base archetype for each, and a total of 40 unique archetypes, which most don't even appear in this demo. But, as of writing this script and shouting into my microphone, on October 11th, 2024, Metaphor will officially be released to the public. Heck, it's probably out since this video took so much time. So if you want to go play this new fantasy game, then fork over $70 or $100 for the 35th anniversary edition to Atlas. Trust me, it's totally Beowulf. But before we move on to the story, let me gush about archetypes for a minute. I have seen some people say that archetypes are a mixture of the mantra system from DDS and the personas from, well, Persona, and I have to agree. In function, archetypes are unlocked a lot like personas, getting them from talking to people, having weaknesses and resistances based on the lineage/arcana, And heck, advanced archetypes, from what I have researched, can only be accessed by ranking up, even maxing out your followers' bonds, just like getting the ultimate personas by getting the final rank of an arcana. Plus, archetypes share a lot with the mantra system and how everyone has access to any mantra/archetype and getting unique skills based off of the mantra/archetype and having the big avatar/archetype form use the special skills instead of the human/Elda/Rogue/Nidia/Parapus/Yugif/Ishika/Mustari/Half-Blood. Finally. Archetypes also share a lot of symbolism with personas as well, both having roots in both name and concept from Jungian psychology. Although I do see a lot of the things archetypes copy from Persona and DDS, I think it's done in a unique way. For one, all the archetypes are unique, literally. Like the models between each ally may be the same, but the paint is tied to the character, which is a neat little detail I love. They're also very interesting looking. It's like if the main character was able to use party member personas, except the entire team are the main characters. Honestly, I like all of the archetypes because they all look interesting in their own way. But if I had to choose one that I like the most, the one I would choose is most certainly the Gunner. I mean, must I explain myself? It has a massive rock launcher. Explain why the Gunner is cool is like explaining why your favorite movie is your favorite. It just sits in your heart, man. You need not explain your favorite thing at all. It just looks cool, okay? Alright, enough of my gushing. Let's get back to the actual game. After we snap back to reality, there goes gravity, there goes rabbit, he choke, he's so mad but he won't. We find out that Klinger disappeared in the 2 minutes it took for me to talk about archetypes and such. We ignore his disappearance though. We aren't actually after him. We're here to go kill Louisiana. Traversing through this magnificent cave, we find such weird creatures as gelatinos, wolves that are easily destroyed, sandworms, and why do they have ball sacks on their face? Yeah, ball sack snakes. After some scrounging around, we find a little Magla hollow, which allows us to rest for a bit and avoid the monster attacks. You should really take your time here to fix up your team a bit, because after this hollow, we find an ominous door. Behind said door houses this odd-looking crystal and Birdly Nerd Bird McBack Pain. Birdman here, otherwise known as Homo Fuquillo, is the Seeker archetype's worst nightmare. He follows a simple pattern. He casts Hyper on himself turn 1, then wastes a turn targeting the front row. Then, after that, he casts Bonfire of the Vanities, a fire skill that can do some nasty damage if you aren't careful. Afterwards, he casts Vitalija, boosting his attack and defense up by 2 stages, and then spams fire and basic attacks until Vitalija wears off. Then he casts Hyper again and repeats the cycle until someone dies. This fight took 3 retries, and you wanna know why it was so tough? Do you want to know why? It's because I gave Strudel the Seeker archetype, which is weak to fire! Don't do this. Set Stroll and Grius' archetype to the Warrior, because it resists fire. Whoever has the best magic stat should equip the Mage archetype, because it learns Blizz, an ice skill which Fuquillo is weak to. Do that for a better experience than me, man. I was most certainly not happy with how the fight ended, mainly due to the fact that I had to let Stroll die due to a mistake that I made. Oh, we did it! That was so much more tougher than I expected. Oh. Me too, man.
If fantasy is born from hope,
a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself.
Yeah. This music is giving me Wizard 101 vibes. I love that game. After killing the professional cockfighter, we destroy the odd crystal. Just to be proactive about it. The crystal is dead. I mean, come on. Since when has destroying an ominous / dangerous thing actually caused a scenario where things got worse?
The Archon.
I digress. We continue through the cave and see a big dragon. We then sneak by said dragon.
No, stop.
Oh, I fucked up. Sneak by said dragon to grab this cool looking blade. Don't give it to Grius. You'll see why later. Then we leave for the entrance, watch the cave collapse, and escape by the skin of our teeth. Oh.
No. This isn't happening.
Oh.
Will you yield to reality?
Once outside, we see that it's raining and pouring like an old man is snoring. We set up a fire, something prince lore, something more lore, something catch a cab to the capital, and oh hey, we're back at the capital. That's 9. Once at the capital, Grius shows us to a little hole in the wall called the Hushed Honeybee Inn. In it, we meet Grius's lady friend, Fabienne Volpes, and his adorable little daughter, Maria Alces. She's actually adorable. She reminds me of my little sister as well. After reading Little Maria a bedtime story and getting Sauvage, we rest, wake up on the day of the dead king's funeral, and in our rooms, Grius tells Strudel, Galaga, and I about the plan. You see, today is the day of King Hythlodaeus IV's funeral. Everyone's gonna be there to mourn for the king. This includes Count Louis himself, who's gonna be giving a big speech about, I don't know. That doesn't matter. Here's how the plan works. First, Stroll and I will sneak in and disguise ourselves as one of the guards. Then, while Louis is giving his big speech, we'll cause a big ruckus to get his attention. This will hopefully distract Louis long enough for Grius to surprise attack him and stab him in his accursed bloody heart. Then, we'll save the prince from his dark curse. Now, I don't have to tell you that I just got a wee bit suspicious of Grius's actions. I mean, you're telling me that we're going to be killing the obvious big bad Louisiana while he's the most vulnerable in the first 4 hours of this game in the prologue for the demo. Was the rest of the game going to be a politics simulator for 5 IRL weeks? Making an explanation on why this dude we killed suddenly is bad actually for 100+ hours? It seemed too surreal. Something was off, and I had a horrendous feeling that something was gonna go terribly wrong. Out of sight so that we can...
Lots of lords and nobles. Some generals, too. All the big names are here.
Can you see Grius?
I can pick him out. Although I don't see Luis around.
Look there!
Oh. Oh.
Call, what is this?
Oh god. He's falling down. Looks...
The flowers straight from the king's garden. And a common-blooded man bearing them to a funeral? Does the man know no shame? That's tantamount to declaring himself royalty.
You barbarian!
Hello.
The king you cravenly revere is dead.
Oh. What is it? Oh. Oh! What is that?
The palace.
Is it? What?
I am Hithlodius the Fifth.
What in the actual
Yeah. So, through sheer willpower, or what he calls royal magic, King Hythlodaeus has decided to transmogrify his soul into this kaiju-sized soul rock. And just like Soul Rock, the king has some new psychic powers as well. Using this new power, he tells the citizens of the Grand Triad that instead of letting a new king be decided by the nobles or something, he's gonna hold a trial. Or, in simpler, more American terms, he's holding an election. Through his impressive magic usage, he is able to see the desires of his citizens and pick the first two candidates to become king, chosen by the hearts of the people, which, respectively, is an 80-year-old wrinkly fart, high chance of being racist, and a power-hungry warlord. Take 3 guesses on who that power-hungry warlord is. It's Lucas Jyburn. Yeah. Hippopotamus also mentions that he can protect the most popular candidates using his royal magic as well. Don't believe me? Well, good news. There's gonna be a demonstration soon. Bad news is that our friend... Oh god. Here he is!
I shall not suffer the defiance of my people's will. In my name art thou punished.
No. Grius! No!
I warned you. This is the price of defiance.
Yeah. I had a feeling something like this was gonna happen. I knew Grius wanted to avenge the king and all, but unfortunately, the king wanted his trial, and Grius realized it too late. According to the king, we have 4 moons of life past death until the Day of Heroes comes, which, according to the Megami Tensei Wiki, is October 27th, which is about 4 months from now. On that day, the king will grant the most popular candidate the title of king, and then he shall die like intended. To put it simply, in order to actually kill Lewis and avenge the king, we're going to have to engage with the one thing that I'm not a huge fan of: politics. Thankfully, for me at least, we don't have to worry about politics yet, since a new guy has come to cause chaos on behalf of Guyburn himself. One Zorba. This human version of Zor is actually, I just realized Zorba is just Zor, but with 2 more letters, a B and an A. Huh, that's neat. Anyways, Zorba is a huge fan of Bones Malone and the Spooky Gang. He's watched that video many times before. So many times, in fact, that he's able to summon a gang of skeletons come and try to rattle us. What these boneheads don't know is that I have the hands of a healer, and I can send them back to their grave. Die!
Go for it. Let's go.
Not me. I shall take care of this. While at the podium, we meet... you know what? This game calls her Hulkenberg. She calls herself Hulkenberg. Let's just say her name is Hulkburger. Alright? Alright. So, after taking Grius' corpse to be buried, Stroll, Gallica, Hulkenberg, and I team up to go searching for that bewildering necromancer, who, we find out, is searching for the royal scepter. which, in his hands, can cause a lot of chaos and destruction. We tried to give chase, removing some numbskulls as well as saving some people along the way, but unfortunately, before we can catch up to Zorb, a cave-in happens near the top of the cathedral, and we must find another way. While leaving the cathedral, we meet up with the Volpes at the entrance, with the hurt Maria. Don't worry, she's fine, but she's unconscious. And unfortunately, we have to break the news to Volpes.
Won't he?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I was prepared for the worst, but
yeah. Man, it sucks that Grius couldn't return. I wish he didn't go for the blow, but I guess he couldn't have rent the room at all. I mean, if he did live and killed Lewis, we'd have to try to convince the people of Uchronia why it's good that Gaiaburn is dead. It'd be like Brutus in the Senate trying to convince the people of Rome why killing Julius Caesar was a good thing, actually. Some lore about Grius, though. Apparently, his real name is Arvid Alces, which is where Maria gets her last name from. Arvid actually used to work alongside Hulkenberg, who tells us some of these details, as royal guards for the prince before you-know-what happens. After the prince's quote-unquote death, Arvid's been working with the resistance to try to take down Gaiaburn, which we're a part of as well, and Hulkenberg left to basically wander the lands to cope with the prince's death. Man, I do hope that Grius is doing well wherever he is now. I very much hope so. Once outside of the inn, Hulkenberg tells us of an underground mausoleum that leads us through the upper cathedral towards the royal scepter, which we obviously go through. Once underground, we find another ominous door. Thankfully, behind said door is not Fupolo, but instead another strange crystal, an ironclad knight, and Grius, who is here to kill all of us.
Guys?
Wait, who? Yeah. So Zorba the prick decided to resurrect Grius to try and kill us, which is a dick move, but unfortunately it works, since Grius is quite skilled and a lot more powerful than us. After striking a nasty blow onto Hulkenberg, she has a bit of a breakdown.
is this the price of my failure then? The prince, for having lost him, you too would abandon me. Why did you leave me alone in the dark when you escaped with his highness? I have sought him for so many years to no avail, and now I... Of course. 'Tis only just that you be the one to send me to him now.
Get up! Fight!
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
No.
No!
Before she can get sliced to bits, we tell her the truth about the prince.
The prince is alive!
Is that true?
Yes, he lives. So you have to keep fighting!
You cannot give up.
You mean, if that's true, then I... O lodestar who wanders in solemn duty, now choose thy path.
How might you call me? Transcending all oaths. I choose life of my own will!
Thou hast chosen a noble
needs to be
parting. Henceforth, thy fears and insecurities become thy light. Thou art the brilliant star that shall illuminate the King's Road. Now, awaken.
Oh.
My name is Iselin Pacelli Majal Hulkenberg. I am knight, I am commander, and last of the honor guard!
Oh.
Once more, I take up arms in my liege's name!
Oh. Dear. Oh. horse rider.
Alcest, I will see you freed.
With Hulkenberg on our side, along with Das Ritter, we also get a new power in synthesis skills. To summarize quickly, these skills require at least 2 people with specific archetype lineages to do things from unique, powerful attacks to using multi-hit skills, since most skills you learn aren't multi-hit in this game, which is kind of interesting. Anyways, with this new power, alongside my healing hands, we are able to actually give Arvid Grius Alces a proper rest. Grius, you do not deserve this. I shall put you out of your misery. Grius.
Alcest!
His Highness and Maria's home. I leave them in your hands.
Grius.
I'll do as you ask, friend. I swear it.
Hey. After regrouping at the Hushed Honeybee Inn, shaking hands with Hulkenberg, and seeing more one last time, the demo ends.
Congratulations on your progress thus far. What you've experienced is merely the prologue of Metaphor.
Well, kinda. There's still more things we can do, like exploring the rest of the mausoleum, finding other followers to join our cause, and fighting the secret demo boss, Gods. But I stopped the recording right around here, so yeah. Honestly, I love this game. I like the fantasy parts of this game in general. Well, I like fantasy in general, but I also liked all the interesting things that they did for this game as well. I actually missed this while playing through the game, but the book our protagonist had, the one he shared with the prince, is a book based on our reality, with a single tribe, no magic, and whose citizens enjoyed a world of freedom of security, democracy, protection from discrimination, faith, and freedom of occupation, with a rightful ruler. Which was cool at first, but then I unintentionally spoiled myself about where the novel draws its utopia from while researching it for the final part of this script. Whoopsie daisy. Also find it funny that the scary, unknowable monsters that we fight through this game are called humans, even though humans IRL are like the most basic things, the most repetitive, normal creatures in our world. Oh, and another detail I forgot to mention is that at the beginning of the game, we can name ourselves, the player, before naming Will, our character. And you can actually find a book in the Academia, which has the description of the hero that the Seeker archetype is based on. And the hero's name is our name. Hey, that's me! Meaning that we provided the Seeker archetype to William Turner, which I find kinda cool. Anyways, I give the prologue demo for Metaphor Fantazio an original Coca-Cola syrup recipe out of a Lexington candy shop. Thank you all for watching until the end. This video took quite some time to make, and I hope we can get some traction. So please subscribe, share, like, and comment on this video. God bless all of you, and I'll see you all in December when I'll be able to actually play through this entire game. Goodbye.
mess at the king's funeral. Our country's doomed, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, he sounds like 2D.